Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is why are we broken? The reason that many of us are broken in society is because it's not only encouraged, but people go beyond certain steps to make sure that in your family, that's where it not only will begin at, but it will end at. And we know there could be economic factors. We know it could be factors that come to being beautiful or handsome. This is a society that rewards people if you're handsome or beautiful. The only thing about that is that once you get older and the beauty fades and you're not as handsome as you used to be, you outlive your usefulness. But this is something that I want to tackle. I'm going to give you some resources that you can use at your discretion. If you ever want to see certain things, of how you will be broken, it's very important to look at your natal chart. Now, I have my critiques when it comes to astrology, but there is a certain science in it, especially if you study the Vedic chart, and you can get the so-called wheel in the Vedic chart. You can look at the 11th and the 12th house in your natal chart. This is very important. And a particular deck that you may want is the Thoth or the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley, and the artwork comes from Lady Frida Harris. So you can get that. And I want to say something that a lot of people don't really want to touch on. Verbal abuse or slander of a person's character in the family, this can really do something. It can haunt you for a very, very long time, especially when it comes to dealing with being molested, or if you have not been an individual that molested somebody, you still were accused of it and it stays with you. This is very, very important because if you were molested, the people want to sweep this under the rug and make it go away. If you didn't molest somebody, they know who the perpetrator is, but you're an easy mark and a target. So a lot of cookouts, family dinners can be very, very uncomfortable. And I want to give you this for the family. And please, if you have not subscribed to my Patreon, please do. Water Alchemist Sorcerer, you can go on there. But I want to say this. This is the Thoth deck, okay? Or the Thoth deck. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about is that this plays a role in karma. Not so much of, from a moral aspect. It's that everything is based on cause and effect, causality. So, let's say for those that are viewing this, what is this card particularly saying to you? Because it will accelerate the karma. And this deck is very good, and I'm going to teach a class on it. So, for the family, art. So why is this important? Well, art is basically temperance. So what does that mean? It means that you're going to come to realizations. And then once you come to realizations and certain truths, then you will calculate and take action. So let's look at this card again. In Hebrew, if you look at the card again, it deals with Samak. And it deals with the astrological constellation of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is what? Free-spirited, the hunter. And if you take it a step further, if you're dealing with the Bhagavad Gita, it can deal with Arjuna. If you are dealing with the asteroid of Chiron, it deals with the wounded healer. Is that once you deal with your pain, then you will do things, and in doing things, you will serve as a template to help others. And let me give a resource for everybody. This is a very good book. It is Birthdays, Stars, and Numbers by Safi Crawford and Geraldine Sullivan. This is the book right here. So again, you can look at your 11th or 12th house. And when you are broken, the thing is that many of us, we're triggered very easily. If someone responds too quickly to something, that's something that they haven't dealt with. And I get this all the time. And I'm going to say this respectfully, and I know Trogs are on here. If something doesn't apply to you, stop being so quick to respond to everything. This is really where, and I'm trying to help y'all Trogs out, this is when you expose yourself. If something doesn't apply to me, I've learned to just move on. And when you always want to respond quickly to something, guess what that says? Your voice either was ignored or not taken seriously. And we have to look at how the language has been softened up. You can read Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. You can read that, how you're taken in this direction. And I want to say also, without a doubt, love will show us how much shadow work we have to do. Remember, I said this in a video from years ago. Love comes around when you are broken. But the thing about love, and it's a cruel joke, it shows you just how much shadow work not only you should do, but have to do. So this is very important. There's nothing wrong with being broken. It's only wrong if we choose not only engage in this arduous campaign to fix ourselves, but to allow other people to be along if they choose to be on our journey. And when we shut ourselves off, procrastinate, which is another form of depression, and not allow people to help us, then the brokenness will continue. So that's why we are broken. So with that, that is your meat and potatoes source for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.